Pezula, what a place.
Pezula. So you may remember, if you're a hardcore FPG podcast fan, Josh bleating on about how good Pezula was from when he played it in pre-tour last time around. And so, bit of pressure on your opinion going into the day, wasn't there?
There was. And I felt that pressure, I have to say. But as soon as we arrived, we had a great lunch, good setup on the patio that is lovely. Yes, there's no practice facilities, no range, just a small putting green, can chip to it, sort of before you then drive down to the first tee. But the more I sat there, the more I realised my take, as it often is, was just superb and absolutely on point. And what I will say, and I know it's kind of jumping the gun a little bit, I did get a couple of nice nods from the boys being like, you know what, that was really good.
It was phenomenal. It really was. And then this is where you look at who on earth are creating these rankings, because Pezula is tens of places lower than Humid, which I just, for the life of me, can't understand. Pezula was epic. You had a bit of a blend of everything, I felt. And so we're going to go on to courses kind of further down this list, which were very spectacular, but it was kind of consistent in the styling. Whereas I think Pezula had some really well-defined holes that kind of shaped through more kind of tree-lined and kind of dense bush-lined, elevation changes still. That was kind of through the start.
The fourth hole, that dogleg left up.
Yeah. So there were some really nicely framed holes. And then it also had, it's on the back nine, isn't it? Where you then head out essentially to the cliff's edge. And the views are just unbelievable.
Yeah. Every hole is on its own. It has almost fairway, bit of rough, complete drop off, gone, done. Typically views, you're high up in Pezula, so the views are stunning. You're right, you tick off the trees, you tick off a bit of water early on as well. But then, I think those holes sort of down like 12, 13, 14, as you're moving out towards the coast, even approaching the par 5 that goes towards the coast, and then you're hitting over the cliffs, and it is just spectacular.
It's a magic golf course, and I think it's along the side of it's an early-ish hole. I think it's like 6 or 7. There's a huge house with a Swiss flag, which I've been reliably informed is a Roger Federer holiday home, and so I think that's always a decent nod, because if there's ever a man that knows what class looks like, it will be him. It's the kind of club I would love to play all the time. I mean, that would just be unbelievable. It over delivered. Like, Josh really hammed it up, and I just thought it was brilliant. The only quite funny thing from I'm trying to think if we were in the same group together. Did you have the French couple that were up our backs?
Yes.
So you were in our group. So we're going along the back nine, and we're 3-4 balls, and we're all good golfers. We're all playing relatively quickly as it goes. And Pezula's difficult. Like, I think if you're a really high handicapper, you'd struggle around Pezula. And this old French couple, were just up our arse, and they were just trying to, they were like noisily forcing the kind of narrative that we were holding them up. And then we were at the par 5. What do you know what number it is? 13th, which is a spectacular hole, really brilliant hole down towards the sea, or the cliff's edge. And we were waiting for our group in front to go, and I was on the tee box, generally a useless driver of the golf ball, but I was like, I think I can hit where they're hitting from. And so we waited, and the French couple joined us on the tee and swiftly announced that we should be going because they're out of range, and we told them to politely F off. And then I stepped to the tee box with a bit of pressure now on, because I've just waited for probably 3 minutes for these guys to clear at like 300. Unfortunately, it was a good moment. I just absolutely crucified, and you just look round, the 2 French people kind of just gave it up. Oh.
And after that, we didn't see them again. They were happy to just leave us to it. And they actually ended up taking the chat pretty well. We had a bit of a conversation with them, but it certainly helped that you hit a good one there.
Yeah, it was funny. So anyway, let's hit them with some Pezula rankings. I think we've had some before, but let's now have some refreshed ones. Now you've been twice and I've been once.
Pezula's just brilliant. 4.5. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I'd play it every day of the week. I'd love to be a member. I'd love to have that as my golf course.
Completely agree. It is the most slammed on 4.5, and if it had more kind of global notoriety and history behind it, I think there's an argument you could say it's a 5. Like, it is awesome.
It's excellent. It's never going to be able to host an event. It doesn't have a range, and it's literally every hole. No spectator could stand in the ravine 40 feet below. So it's never going to get that added bit of kudos that it's going to need. But yeah, it's fantastic.
It's actually really difficult, I think, if you look at the top 100 to see any how would you call it, a resort course?
Yeah,
it's like a community course, like as in it's built with a community within inside the grounds, and that does just handicap a golf course when it comes to that global notoriety. But like, if you strip the houses away, it's mega. So 4.5, I agree. In terms of facility, clubhouse is phenomenal. I think the pro shop is good by South African standards. The logo is okay. No range problem. Nice putting green. 3.5, 4 is kind of the world I think it lives in.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I think it has to start with a 3.
Yeah,
personally, just no range really does have to hit your ranking, because everyone wants to turn up and be able to at least clip a few balls. Found a couple of nets this time round. Didn't see it last time, so you could argue, does that help? But I'd give it 3.5, and that's probably with rose tinted glasses.